This 26 Sports and CCTV high school football presentation is brought to you by Cadillac Casting Incorporated.
All right, just starting the second quarter, and Alec Barshevsky gets good yardage up the left side down to what, about the 27, Dan?
Yeah, and once again, the Vikings running left. So in this side of, or in the second quarter, they'll be looking to move to that Alpena sideline. They seem to have found some success there.
Yeah, between keeping it to the left from Baker and pitching out to Barshevsky, there is a spot there in the defense.
Let's see what kind of adjustments Alpena makes to that as the game goes on. Vikings look to go left again.
Baker this time will go nowhere. No gain.
Looked like 30, Zach Sujek, the tackle there. He's a senior, 5'9", 195. He had 5 tackles last week, Bill.
Yep, they are, like I said, they've got some good veteran leadership on this team. And when you look at the roster, Dan, it's a pretty good-sized roster compared to Cadillac's.
Yeah. Nope.
Split out wide is going to be Matt Green for the Vikings. On the right side, in motion is Barshevsky. Keeping it is Baker, and he stood up there in a beautiful tackle.
It's like 44 right there. Noah Connon, I think was that, or was that 34? That was 44. Noah Connon, he goes 290, Bill.
Yeah, that's amazing. 6'3", 290. Quick shout out to the Alpena varsity cheerleaders led by the coach Angel Howard. They wanted to say hello to Paige Langley and her grandma. So hello to Paige and grandma.
4th down, big play right here. Vikes go for it.
Out to Barshevsky, and he was met there, but he spins, and he thinks he's got the first down.
Once again, you're going to look at number 6 out there for the Vikings. Logan Wild does just enough to stay in front of his blocking assignment to give the Vikings room to get in for the first down. Nice job, Logan. You don't have to cream your guy. You just got to hold him off.
And Barshevsky did the rest.
Yes.
I mean, you're not going to single tackle him up high like they try to do. It was a good effort by Alpena. Okay, 1st and 10 on the 24-yard line. The Vikings have got a good drive going here. There's another pitch out at this time to the right side. They got some room there. Cutting to the outside to 5, 10. Touchdown! Cadillac Vikings. That is number 20 is Noah Cochran, the sophomore.
Yeah, Noah made a great cut inside to set up that last defensive player. Set him up beautifully and then cut outside, and there was no catching him.
So Noah Cochran, he is 5'11", and he is a sophomore, and the Vikings draw first blood. It's 6-0 here. Libby Lloyd, number 10, will attempt the kick, and the hold will be by Alec Barshevsky. The snap is down, the kick is up, and the kick is good. The Vikings tack on the extra point, and it's a 7-0 lead at the 9:42 mark of the second quarter. That was an impressive drive.
And who got the toe? Who kicked that in, Bill?
Libby Lloyd with the
Libby Lloyd.
Libby Lloyd.
That was a very impressive drive by the Vikings, Bill. You can't say it any better than that. And how about that offensive line? Just pushing back Alpena, creating holes, and tough, hard running by the Viking backfield.
Another thing that does is it keeps Logan Guthrie and the Alpena
offense
Wildcats off the field, and that's a good thing for the defense now for the Vikings.
In this heat.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the longer you can hold and control the ball, the better it will be for you late in this game.
All right. Next week, the Vikings will have another home game, and Dan and I will be bringing that one to you. I want to say that is, I know in 2 weeks we've got Gaylord for homecoming.
That is Godwin Heights coming here, Bill.
Okay.
Nope. And I think you and I are doing some volleyball here coming up pretty soon, too. We'll have to shout out when that's coming up. I think that might be 2 weeks away yet.
No, that's actually
next week, too?
That's
the
20th.
Yeah.
So
and Thursday, Friday?
TC West. So now Cole Flint, number 9, will attempt to kick off for the Vikings.
Guthrie and number 11, which is
boy, he's really
Cody.
He's just really aiming to that
Cody
sideline.
Bertrand back there. They're going to kick to him all night long.
Bertrand has it at the 30. Actually, he was met there. Who was that number 60, Owen Klaus.
Owen Klaus stood him up.
Oh, my word. He introduced himself and then took him down to the turf.
I was watching Guthrie on that play, and and I'm sure he's used to this, people kicking away from him. He does a great job. He gets right up in front, leads the way. Unfortunately for Alpena, just too many Vikings coming in.
So Alpena will start at their own 29-yard line with 9.5 to go here in the first half. The Vikings are up 7-0. Anakin Sims out of the shotgun. Sims will hand it off. There's a nice cutback and hit hard there by the Vikings number 22. The run was Bob Sheldon. Who's 22? That's Daniel Gray, the sophomore. He really put a licking on him.
You know, I watched Tip Baker on that, and Tip really wasn't trying to make the tackle there. He knew some players had him, and he was trying to strip that ball. Smart play on his part, and a great job by Daniel Gray not allowing that. That ball can be ripped out of there, and you start to see that in the college and NFL level a lot, and you don't see it too often, high school players thinking that way.
Right. 2nd and 4. Movement.
Yeah.
Movement.
Everybody moved but the ball.
Didn't see the ball coming out, so that's going to be a illegal procedure. It'll move him back 5 yards. Wanted to give a shout out also to Matt Duntley, who is the parent driver for the Alpena varsity cheerleaders.
And how about a big big round of applause, I guess, if you will, there at home for our camera crew out there today. Caden Barrow on the field tonight, Preston Sariano and Gabby Long in the stands on camera. Aiden Johnson in the truck doing some replay and graphics, and our director tonight, Wyatt Van Dynen, running everything, getting everything organized, and just presenting it to everybody.
We have a timeout right now, so this will give us a chance to get our second player profile in, Dan.
Our second player profile is senior number 9, Cole Flint here from Cadillac. Cole's parents are Brandy and Travis Flint, with older brother Connor and a younger brother Julian. Besides playing football, Cole runs track in the springtime. Cole has recently enlisted in the National Guard over this past summer. By the way, Bill, we do certainly appreciate his commitment to the service of our country. In his spare time, Cole likes to hang out with his friends. After high school, he plans to attend Fair State University. Congratulations to Cole Flint, one of our player profiles tonight. By the way, Cole's favorite athlete, another quarterback, not that Packer one, thank goodness. Tom Brady of the New England Patriots.
All right, congratulations to senior Cole Flint, number 9, and now Alpena with a 2nd down and 9. Right under center is Sims. He'll hand it off to Guthrie. Guthrie falls all the way to the 36-yard line.
Yeah, he started falling about 3 yards short of that, and, as big as he is, when he falls, he goes forward a ways.
Right. They'll mark it to the 35 because his knee touched there. Vikings defense has a 3rd and 4 staring at him.
American flag off to our side here, not moving at all. There is no wind. Hardly a ripple out on Lake Cadillac, and a huge crowd here.
Oh, yeah. It is good to see. 3rd and 4 now. Right off the middle, Vikings defense stacks it up beautifully, led by Ryan Cox. I'm trying to see who else is getting up there. Number 50, Dan, that's Mario Cerna. He's going to be one of our profile players coming up here.
We'll see what the Alpena Wildcats do on this. They short punt. And by that we mean their punter doesn't go back too many yards, and he kind of gets a running start, which you can simulate as a run, or you can run a couple of steps and then kick. It really keeps the defense off guard. Last time he went to his right. We'll see what he does this time.
4th and 2. We'll see who they're going to hike the ball to. It'll actually go to Goebel, but there's a flag down. It might have been motion.
Yeah, Hayden Goebel's back there, and he's going to be following Guthrie. And I would expect now that you're going to definitely see this go from a 4th and possibly fake punt to 4th and 9 now, probably for sure punt.
So there's been quite a few flags here so far in the first half.
And it could be that rust of that 3-hour drive that we're seeing right now in Alpena, because they've made a lot of mental mistakes to start this game.
All right, Hayden Goebel, number 14, gets the snap, Off to the right side. That one's end over end. It's going to hit at the 40.
Yeah, I think it was out of bounds maybe even before that.
Yep. All the way. He's
44-yard line.
So the Vikings have good field position with 7 and 13 to go.
Flag on the play here, Bill.
Okay.
I hear from the announcer. Didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's right. I didn't even see it. Let's see what Alpena seems to be reacting to this one.
So while they're figuring this all out, Bill, our other truck tonight, by the way, we have 2 trucks here at 26 Sports and CCTV. It's in Lake City, Michigan. Jeff Castillo's up there bringing you the Manton at Lake City game. Next week, we're back here. Godwin Heights comes to Cadillac, and Jeff's back with 8-man football and music, where Marion comes a-calling.
Yeah, I want to thank Jeff for filling in for me last week in the Lake City McBain game, and I heard
got
that
to
was
watch
a
a
dandy.
doozy of a game.
Yeah.
So penalty against the Vikings gives Alpena a first down.
Well, I'm wondering if it was a roughing the. I mean, that was an automatic first down. Had to be a big one there. Anyway, here's Logan Guthrie off the right tackle, and about 5 yards. Vikings so far are doing a good job at that, keying on him and getting the first hit on him.
So you've seen the Vikings in this game when they've been running to their left side. Alpena's been running to their right side. So 2 whole different ideas of how to attack a defense here tonight by the coaching staffs of these 2 schools.
Number 64, Blake Swiger, checks in for the Vikings. Sims hands it off, up the middle. Good yardage there by Bob Sheldon, and he's all the way down to the 39. Finished off by Matt Green. And that time they ran up the middle,
Off the
slight
middle.
off to the
yeah,
left.
a little bit of a counter, and yeah, you're right. I think they might have caught the Vikings off guard with that. That'll put it just about in the middle of the field. And at the Viking 40-yard line with a little over 6 to go here. We want to thank our sponsors, and we'll mention those names here in just a minute to y'all.
You got the triple backfield now. Goes to Logan Guthrie. Guthrie cuts back in, bowls his way all the way down to the 34. Go ahead, Dan.
So our sponsors tonight, we have Pizza Plus, Douglas, LC Materials, Cadillac Tire, Fox Motors of Cadillac, and our presenting sponsor tonight, Cadillac Castings. Thank you to those area businesses for helping us bring you tonight's broadcast here on 26 Sports and CCTV.
I might be using LC Materials here pretty soon. I got to pour a new basketball court. That thing.
I think we got probably an officials timeout here. Scoreboard's out. Not sure if that's what it is or if this is just a kind of a mandatory water break in this humidity, Bill.
Yeah, I'm thinking that they're getting the time back up there right now, but everything went black there for a second.
And Billy B kicked the cord over there by accident. Is he doing the radio broadcast tonight?
You know, I don't.
Or was Fred Bryant up here walking around and stumbled over it?
Yeah, we do have the Alpena crew here tonight doing radio. They're pretty dedicated. I've seen them at hockey games and football games, and so it's
they
always
do a great job. And I tell you what, they're great with giving us a little bit of background information on some things. If I remember right, one of the fellows 2 years ago when they were here last, Grandma, I can't remember what her name was. She was celebrating, it 90th birthday maybe?
Yeah.
So they were trying to get a whole bunch of birthday cards mailed to her, and hopefully that was a success. Granny G, I think it was.
2nd and 3 for the Wildcats from the Viking 37-yard line. To Guthrie. Guthrie's got the first down. And just a little bit more, actually carried the pile all the way down to the 25, so that was another good gain. Now they're starting to chew up some yardage after that. We never did hear what that penalty was on the kick, was it?
Nope.
Okay.
Jordan Schultz out there does a fantastic job of blocking from his position. He was moving his Viking defender a couple of yards even past where the tackle was made. Nice job by number 7, Jordan Schultz. You can see that big Alpena line really starting to grind it out now, Bill.
Yep, big George Pilarski, number 68, leads him up to the line. He'll snap it to Sims. There's a quick hitter up the middle to Jordan Schultz, and he's got another 5 yards.
So,
Taking,
he gets rewarded for that great blocking on the last play. They give him the ball up the middle on this one.
Ethan Pritchard was in on the tackle for the Vikings. I wanted to see, is Ethan playing nose? Well, we got 77.
Yep.
Ryan Warner, the sophomore, looks like he's lined up over center. What's Ryan? Oh, we don't have sizes. We have.
Yeah, we don't have weights for the Viking players tonight.
All right, Alpena. This time the give is to Guthrie. Guthrie is hit there initially by, I want to say, Cerna, Mario Cerna.
This is the only possession we've seen tonight from Alpena where they really haven't hurt themselves with mistakes. They did have one little hiccup, about 40 yards ago on this drive, but the Vikings
procedure
penalty, gave it right back. So
checking back into the game is Ryan Cox, and coming out is Kyle Perry. He's a junior lineman.
3rd and about 3. I imagine more Guthrie here, Bill.
This is Schultz, and Schultz has got the first down on a really nice call. It's hard to stop.
Yes, Jordan Schultz with back-to-back carries right there. And you probably don't see that a lot out of the Alpena offense where they'll give it to him 2 times in a row. I got to believe the Vikings were keying on Guthrie there.
Yep. Well, like we said just a little while ago, Schultz he's got a lot of yardage. He's averaging 100 yards a game in the first 3 games, just under. First and 10 from the 10. Called first and goal here. This time the handoff is to Guthrie on the right side. Guthrie keeps his feet moving down to the 5. Gray was there. Also Warner on the tackle for the Vikings. Very impressive drive here, Dan.
It has been. A lot of Schultz and Guthrie strong running behind that physically impressive Alpena offensive line.
And the clock is just screaming by here. We're almost at halftime, and it seems like we just started. From the 5-yard line, here's the give on the left side to Sheldon. Sheldon has his feet going, and he is touchdown. Bob Sheldon, number 2, the senior running back.
So with 2:17 to go, Alpena finally gets on the scoreboard on that Bob Sheldon short 2 to 3 yard TD run.
And they're really keeping a balanced attack. I mean, they're using Schultz, they're using Sheldon, they've got Guthrie going. I mean, there was, I think we even had another, we haven't seen any of Zach Suzak, and he's had some yardage, but I mean, pretty much they're using all 3 running backs.
And they kind of got out of the shotgun, Bill. They kind of took a snap over center here, and avoided any mistakes there.
Movement
like
on the right side.
There. Yeah, and the officials got it. I think the tackle there on the right side moved a little early.
So that'll push him back. They line it up about on the 3, so now it's going to be back to the 8-yard line. So the extra point attempt are going to bring it. Are they bringing their kicker in now?
Yeah, it looks like he's carrying in a tee there. High school football, you can set that flat tee down.
And that's going to be Caden Wisniewski. He is a senior. 5'9", 160 for Caden. Holding is going to be Bob Sheldon, number 2. Here's the snap. It's down. Wisniewski, and it is good. And nice. He boomed that one. 7-7 now with 2:17 to go here in the first half. We've got quite a game going here. 2 long drives by each team.
Yeah, and you know what, Bill? Give credit to Alpena right there. The Vikings drew first blood, punched him in the face, if you will, however you wish to use that idea. And Alpena responded with just a really impressive, kind of what you'd expect to see out of this Alpena group, power running drive.
And it all was started by a penalty on a punt. That gave him that life because Cadillac had the ball in a good position, like on the 44-yard line. All of a sudden, didn't see the flag, didn't see what happened. We think it may have been running into the kicker, but not sure. So there's a player down.
Yeah, I can see a player. Looks like he's got some cramping going on the far side there for Alpena.
Yeah.
And I think you'll see a little bit of that going on as the night proceeds here. It's such a humid night and warm night here in Cadillac, Michigan.
Yeah, the lights are on. You know, the sun is down, so it'll cool off here soon. But still, these players, man, they're dealing with some heat. Vikings have Tip Baker and Barshevsky back along with Green. And Caden Wisniewski will be kicking for the Wildcats. He puts a foot into it, a low line drive, taken nicely there by Cole Flint. Flint at the 25, he's got some space at the 30, all the way to the 36-yard line by Cole Flint. Good run there.
And a great fielding of that kick. Oh, that is not an easy thing to do. Nice job.
I think it's because he was the player profile. He made that play there. That was a dandy snag.
You know what? Now, if I think I remember right, reading, was he possibly a...
Was he a baseball?
No, he's our track player.
Track, okay.
Yeah, I tell you what.
He's used to catching the
Viking
javelin,
baseball
right?
staff sees that. They might be trying to twist his arm a little bit next spring.
Shortstop in the making. 2:13 to go. The Vikings have it at their own 36. Baker gives it, or he pitches it outside to Cochran. Cochran's got some speed.
Oh, there's
Cochran,
a flag down,
a
late flag. Guthrie with great effort runs him down. There's a third flag, Bill.
Well, we've got a run by Cochran, a beautiful run.
There's 4 flags, actually, Bill.
Yeah, they're going to get a laundry bag there to pick everything up.
I think we got a hold probably first.
Maybe they'll be offsetting. It doesn't.
I think there was some other things going on after that play.
Referees are talking it over. Our referee crew tonight, Mark Stewart, umpire Ken Allen, our linesman Mark Holland, and line judge Devon Jones, along with Scott Jones as the back judge. You are watching high school football action on 26 Sports and CCTV. Dan Gussert and Bill Dooley bringing you the game on Friday night, and it is a gorgeous night here, September 18th. No, excuse me, 14th.
Yeah, September 14th. I always like September, Bill. It's just a pleasant time of year. Some mighty fine people that I know were born in September. Me.
Well, we had 2 holds on Cadillac, so they declined one and took the one that would give them the furthest back.
Yeah, it's a spot foul.
Yep. So from the
Second
36 to the 26.
1st and 20 now. So that must have happened right at the line of scrimmage. It was a nice play by the Vikings. They come right back to it.
They're going to try again. This time he's met there nicely by number 11, Cody Bertrand. Was that 11?
I think that was 14, Hayden Goebel.
Okay, Goebel.
He is a good-sized kid at 6'3".
Jeez.
I imagine he's a rim rattler, Bill. I think he could probably dunk.
I would think so.
He looks very athletic out there.
Do they have any little guys on this team? That's just chicken. I don't see any.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a 5'7". That's it. This time the Vikings, Tip Baker will hold. Oh, he pitches at the last second to Barshevsky. Barshevsky up the middle and to the 45, close to the first down.
Once again, running left here. We're going to have to shout out that left side of that Viking offensive line. And you're right, Bill. Great job by Baker to keep that. Gained a few yards and then pitched it.
Oh, yeah, precision right there. The Vikings now get up to the line real quickly with a 1:33 to go, hoping to catch the Wildcat defense off guard. There's another pitch. They got some room here. This is Noah Cochran. He's got the first down and more down to the 44. No flags this time, Dan.
Nope.
So Cochran he's had some yardage on that right side.
You know, the Vikings have not run right much, but on this possession, obviously the one that got called back by a penalty was a big play and right there too. But that's what happens when you offensively, when you keep going to one side of the field, and then you switch things up.
Kind of set them up a little bit. Ethan Pritchard, number 65, brings the team up to the line.
I think we got a timeout here, Bill. Alpena has called a timeout with 1:21 to go.
All right, we'll get a chance to catch up on our sponsors and our DVD information,
All
hopefully.
righty. Our sponsors tonight, as a fire engine goes by here, Pizza Plus, Douglas, LC Materials, Cadillac Tire, Fox Motors of Cadillac, and our presenting sponsor is Cadillac Casting. And, you know, we're only 3 games into the fall season, and we've got 6 more weeks of high school football plus playoffs. And certainly we got a lot of volleyball coming. So if you want to join our sponsor group, and we'd appreciate it, any businesses in the area that would, certainly.
Yeah.
You know what? Give the station a shout. And that phone number is 577-1844, or go online to mynews26.com or cctv-cadillac.org. And anybody interested in DVDs can go to those same sources.
I know when I was in Lake City, Zach Norn's dad came up to me and he just thanked the crew, us, for doing the games, and he was ready to buy the whole season right there. He said, "How do I get the whole box set?"
I remember that. I remember that. He was one proud papa.
Yes, he was. His son Zach, I believe, is up at LSU.
Yep, up in the Sioux.
Up at the Sioux. All right, the Vikings here, 1st and 10. Tip Baker will hold on to it, and he smacked it. It was Sheldon at the end there. Sheldon was slow to get up there.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a head contact. Sheldon led with his head there, and that's something as coaches you want to make sure you work on a little bit.
Yeah.
That's that kind of play that you just don't see in modern football.
The Vikings will take a timeout here, and we do want to mention, too, about the high school football helmets over the last couple of years. They really redesigned them to give them more padding.
Yep.
I know that's a big emphasis right now in high school football is the head injuries, concussions.
And honestly, I just can't imagine, you know, back before you and I were young, Bill, when people played without helmets, without face guards, you know, the old leather helmets, and even, you know, we cover a lot of hockey.
Yeah.
You know, no helmets out on the ice.
Yeah.
It's a different kind of world right now, and certainly I applaud MHSAA for their work in preventing injuries, serious injury to our players.
And it's right from the NFL down, and I think that football players are now leading with the shoulder.
Yep.
They're cognizant of that hit.
Yep.
So that it sure is. I think it's helping.
Rydell, one of the leading helmet manufacturers.
Yeah. Right up the middle, a big gap. And that's Colin Johnston, the freshman, all the way down to the 24, first down. That's his first.
That is his first carry, and I'm sure Alpena was not expecting him to get the ball right there.
Colin Johnson is a freshman.
How about the Vikings answering this touchdown? We have played just over a minute since Alpena scored, and the Vikings are just methodically going down the field in big chunks.
There was a great cut there by 26 for the Vikings. That's David Platt Jr. as he gets another
first down, or is he? No, he's just short of it. Second and about 2, Bill.
Okay, the Vikings will take
another timeout.
Yep, they've got just under a minute to go here, and they are on the 17-yard line, so they've been just chewing up some yardage on the right side.
I want to mention that if you're watching this on Charter Cable Channel 13, and you ever want to, go back to a previous game, check out what's going on, you can always go online. What's that called, Bill? Is that called streaming?
Yes. Well,
go to the website and download it.
Yep. And then you can hook your HDMI cord from your laptop to your TV and watch it on the big screen.
There you go. HDMI. I knew you'd know the name of that for me, Bill.
It's about the only thing I know. I just made that up, really. I don't know if there is such a thing.
59.3 to go, 7-7. It's been a pretty impressive second quarter here by both teams.
Yep, both defenses has had trouble stopping the run. Now the Vikings are 2nd down and 2. Baker under center, holds on. He's looking for a pass. Rolls out to the right. He's going to keep it and just
gets out of bounds.
Yeah, smart play. He didn't have anybody open.
As we see the ambulance go by now, hopefully there's no injuries to speak of. Nothing serious going on here in Cadillac area. We got an injured Wildcat player way over on our side, Bill.
Yep, it looks like he's holding his right knee a little bit, so we sure hope that there's no problems there for him.
Wow.
I want to give a shout out to our crew. Our director tonight is Wyatt Van Dynen. Aiden Johnson is in the van, so he's helping do some of the graphics, and we don't have any replays yet, but they're working on it. Our camera number 1 is Gabby Long. Camera number 2 is Preston Suriano, and Caden Barrow is down on the field with the other camera.
Yeah, our station in town here's got a lot of construction going on, and equipment getting moved around each day as workers are in, the construction crew, and I think that's a little bit of some issues we're having, and we apologize to our viewers on that behalf. We also want to let everybody know Pine River Bucks are up on Beale City at this point, probably right around halftime. They're up 10-0. Pine River, coming off of a 1-win season last year, is looking to go 4-0.
Wow.
And Beale City possibly could go to 0-4, and that's kind of unheard of in this part of the state for a Beale City football team.
Yes.
Manton took it to Beale last week. First win, I think, by Manton in, I think it was 1984 was the last time they had beaten Beale up in Manton. So congratulations to the Ranger football team.
Yeah, when you look at the Highland Conference, you've got Lake City undefeated.
Yep.
You've got Manton undefeated.
They're playing each other tonight.
They're playing each other.
Yep.
McBain has 2 losses, but they played some
tough losses.
Really
Kingsley
tough losses.
Was a
in Morley.
solid team. Yep. They beat Morley.
Oh, they beat Morley, and then they lost in overtime to Lake City.
Yep.
So
and Pine River.
Yeah, and Pine River undefeated. Yep. So wow, this is
in the conference. Those are beaten. Total schedule in the conference. There's all. That's nice to see in the Highland Conference.
That was number 25, Eric Troy. He is a senior running back, linebacker, 5'9", 185. He's walking off the field.
Good to see that.
And really happy to see.
Hopefully we'll see him back on the field soon.
So the Vikings have 2 tough plays here. It's 3rd down and 3.
Once again, he had a hard time screen.
Yep.
I tell you what.
It's the ground.
If he'd have held on to the snap a little bit easier, he fumbled it a little bit, I think he'd have had a little bit more time to set that up. But I tell you what, that might have been a TD there, Bill.
Yep. 48 seconds, so Alpena's hoping to hold on to it and maybe go into the locker tied at 7. 48 seconds. I'm trying to look at timeouts. Each team has 1 timeout left at this point.
4th and 3 right here. Big play here in the first half.
Split wide out to the left is Logan Wild, and Green is in the slot to the left. In motion is Barszewski.
Go back to the bread and butter.
Barszewski gets it, but he's met right there. Beautiful tackle by number 11.
Cordy Bertrand, is that?
Bertrand, yes.
Yeah, I tell you what, if he'd have been maybe a hair quicker, he could have got that pitch.
Right. Yeah. So the Vikings turn it over on downs, and it'll be Alpena taking over at the 19-yard line with 43 seconds to go here in the first half.
And we got a little water boy on the field for Alpena getting shoot off right there. Looks like he's about 8 years old and trying to do his job just at the wrong time.
That's right. He had great intentions.
Yes, he did.
The Wildcats will hand it to Guthrie. Guthrie on the right side. And he's knocked out of bounds close to the first down marker.
The Vikings content to give him that 7-8 yard run right here. Make him use a little bit of clock, and Alpena smartly runs to the short side of the field with the idea of trying to break it long, but possibly, if not, get out of bounds.
Well, if they can pick up another first down or 2 here, you can at least maybe put it in the air.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we haven't seen much of a passing game from Alpena yet, and I have a feeling they're going to be content to
run it
and see if they can get somebody to break one.
Anakin Sims, number 15, hands it off on the right side.
There's
That's a fake pass. And it's knocked down. It was intended for Sheldon.
There's 3 Viking defenders, I believe, back there, Bill, right there.
Yeah, Baker is the one that actually got the hand over him. It fooled me.
It fooled me, too.
That was a really well-designed play there, but Sheldon was covered by a plethora of Vikings. 3rd down and 3. What you don't want to do is maybe give Cadillac one more shot here with a short field.
You don't. Not with Tip Baker there.
This time they'll hand it off to Guthrie. Guthrie's got the first down, so the clock
The clock will stop, but only until they get the chains moved and the ball set.
Yep.
And then in high school football, that'll be waved on by the head official out there, and he just did that. But we got Alpena's last timeout.
All right, with 27 seconds to go here in the first half. Get one more shout to our sponsors.
All right, let's do that, Bill. Our presenting sponsor, Cadillac Castings. Our other sponsors tonight, we've got Cadillac Tire, Fox Motors here of Cadillac, LC Materials. Bill said you're heading there looking for some.
Yep, I need some concrete.
Douglas, and Pizza Plus. So you said you're putting in a new basketball court, huh?
Yeah, it's a 20 by 22, and I think I might need some friends to help me. You said you like doing concrete,
right?
I'm
pretty good at it. Jim Frito had me doing a little bit of it a handful of years ago. Actually, I think Dwayne Whitley was more the director of that show.
Okay. Well, there always is going to be some good cold beverages and afterwards, so maybe we can get a little team going there for some concrete.
Yeah, let me know. I could always use a little exercise.
Okay, so the Wildcats, it is 7-7 here in Cadillac, the Vikings and the Wildcats. This is the first home game for the Cadillac Vikings. Both teams are 0-1 in the Big North coming into this game. Same thing, give to Guthrie.
Yep.
He'll stay in bounds this time, and he'll take the pile all the way to the 44.
Guthrie cut it inside there to get maybe 2 yards, and probably would have been better off to just go outside and get 2 less yards.
Yeah.
And stop that clock.
Well, they stopped it, which is kind of amazing
did he get
to
out of
me.
Bounds?
Well,
maybe he did.
His momentum was stopped before he got to the sidelines.
I didn't think he was out of bounds.
Anyway, they stopped the clock, so that's good for the Wildcats as they'll at least get 1, maybe 2 more plays.
They're at the Viking defensive backfield. They've dropped back about an extra 3 to 5 yards here. They're just content to let Alpena pick up 6, 7, 8 yards at a chunk. Looked like motion right there, but I guess
Sims back to pass.
That
it's
one
high
might be
in the
picked
air.
off.
And it is knocked down.
Is that number 12 back there on the...
Yeah, Julian Lamont.
Nice play, Julian. Nice game so far.
So
just batted that away at the last second.
Right. It was a catchable ball. Good job there defensively to knock it down. And that's what he was trying to do. Not trying to intercept it, just knock it down.
You see McBain make that kind of a throw. I've seen them twice this year trying to find Garrett Verberkmos. He's 6'3", and they throw that high ball up to him and just let him jump up and get it. And with his hands, he comes down with it most times.
Could be the last play of the first half. It's given to the left side to Bob Sheldon. Sheldon cuts it back and swarmed under there by the Vikings.
That'll stop the clock for the chain movement in the ball, Mark.
Yep.
Alpena would be wise maybe to do a quick spike here.
Owen Klaus for the
see
Vikings
what they choose to do here
on the tackle.
If they got a play called and go. There's the start of the clock, and there's the spike.
So they've got one more play with 4.5 seconds to go at the 40. Let's see where they marked at the 47-yard line of the Vikings. What do you do here, Mr. Gusser?
Well, I tell you what, Anakin Sims, I don't think has the arm to get it to the end zone. I don't think he does.
Right.
So I'm calling a screen pass.
I like it.
We'll see.
I like that call.
I don't coach football, and you'll probably see 100 different possibilities there.
Right. But it's a
possibility.
When you think of the personnel they have, that's not a bad call.
Vikings would be smart to back off just a little bit, maybe rush 2 or 3 players.
It was right up the middle.
Right up the middle.
And still on his feet. That'll do it for the first half, an entertaining first half with a lot of good running. The Vikings and the Alpena Wildcats are tied at 7-7. And Dan and I are going to take a little break. The Cadillac Marching Band is getting ready to come on. You are watching high school football action on 26 Sports and CCTV, and we'll be back for halftime activities in just a moment.